Hello, YouTube!
Hi, YouTube!
It's me, Jennifer Weiner. I'm coming to you live from my kitchen in Philadelphia, where I have been spending half of my life since quarantine began, and I've been folding laundry with the other half. And this is my assistant.
I'm the daughter.
Makeup artist, producer, videographer. She does it all, and she's going to help me make banana bread. So, food is really important to me, and it's important in all of my books. It's important to all of my characters. And Daphne, especially, Daphne the heroine of Big Summer, she loves to cook. She's a really good cook, and like many women, she has sort of a fraught relationship with food. So the section that I'm going to read you is sort of this revolutionary moment in Daphne's life where she starts feeding herself again, and it's sort of an act of self-care and self-love, and it comes in the wake of something that's kind of been awful. So here we go. Things had not been easy in my early days as a baby fat. Lying in bed the morning after my night at the bar, I remembered a line from one of the Health at Every Size websites I'd read the night before. Ask your body what it wants. Except how was my body supposed to know? It had been so long since I'd eaten something just because it was what I wanted. Okay, I said to myself. I could hear my parents in the kitchen, keeping their voices low. I could smell the coffee my dad would drink with cream and my mom would take black, and the Ezekiel bread in the toaster. I felt extremely foolish until I thought about my father. Sometimes at night when we were watching TV, he would speak to his belly as if it were a pet, giving it a little pat, asking, "A little popcorn? Another beer?" That helped. Okay, body, what do I want for breakfast? For a long moment, there was nothing. I could feel myself start to panic, and I took deep, slow breaths until a thought emerged. Banana bread. I wanted a slice of warm banana bread, studded with walnuts and chocolate chips, and a big glass of milk on the side. Right on the heels of that idea came the words, absolutely not. Banana bread was made with eggs and butter and chocolate chips and walnuts, full-fat yogurt, processed white flour, and a cup and a half of white sugar. Banana bread was dessert. I hadn't let myself eat banana bread in years, and if I started eating it, I wasn't sure that I'd be able to stop. I went back to my laptop and the article I'd skimmed. You might worry about feeling out of control, like as soon as you start eating a formerly forbidden food, you won't be able to stop. That might even be true the first few times you introduce a bad food back into your diet. We encourage you to eat slowly and mindfully, savoring each bite, listening to your body, eating when the food is what you want, stopping when you're full. I found a recipe. I got myself dressed. In the kitchen, my father was trying to solve the crossword puzzle and my mom was helping. As I pulled a shopping bag out of the cupboard, I heard him ask, "What's a 6-letter word for Noah's resting place?" "Going to Whole Foods," I told them. "Too many letters," said my dad. Ha ha ha. I thought I sounded normal, but I saw him look at me before exchanging a glance with my mom. "Everything okay?" he asked. "Everything is fine," I said. "Well, we need cumin," he said, and raised a hand in farewell. My mom said, "Be careful," the way she did when either one of us left the house. I walked to the Whole Foods on 92nd Street in Columbus. I bought my dad his cumin and got eggs, butter, Greek yogurt, chocolate chips, and the ripest bananas I could find. Back in the kitchen with my parents, watching without comment, I melted butter, cracked eggs, and spooned yogurt into a measuring cup. I smushed bananas in a plastic bag. I browned the walnuts in the toaster oven. I mixed everything together and scraped it into a greased loaf tin. When the banana bread was in the oven, I got comfortable on the couch. Then I opened my texts. Darshini, one of my other high school friends, was first. "Saw this last night," she'd written. "You okay?" I felt unease settle into the pit of my belly. My chest felt tight, my knees felt quivery, and my heart was thumping so hard I could feel my chest shake. The link was to YouTube. I clicked, and there I was in all of my black-clad, wobbly, triple-chinned, furious glory. "Fat girl goes off," read the headline. I wanted to scream and drop the phone like it had stung me, and I must have made some kind of noise because when I looked up, both my parents were staring. "Sorry," I said. "Everything's fine." I saw them exchange another glance, communicating in their private marital Morse code. My mom pressed her lips together as my father reached for his phone. I held my breath and turned my attention back to my own screen, to my own face. There were already 13,000 views, and I stared, feeling my jaw drop, feeling terrified. 8,000 green thumbs up. Don't do it, I thought, but I couldn't help myself. With my heart in my throat, I scrolled down to see the comments. Land whale, read the first one. Well, I'd been expecting it, and I liked whales. They were graceful and majestic. I'd do her, the next commenter had written. Roll her in flour and look for the wet spot, a wit beneath that comment had advised. I winced, feeling sick as I kept scrolling. You go, girl, another commenter had written. Wish I was brave enough to tell off a guy like that. Me too, a woman underneath her had written. Me three. The oven timer dinged. I looked up and saw that my father was still working at the crossword. My mom had moved on to the real estate section. $1.2 million for a studio, she said, and shook her head. So the world hadn't spun off its axis. The house hadn't fallen down around me. The sun had come up in the morning, and it would still set that night. I put on a pair of silicone oven mitts, bent down, and grasped the sheet pan I'd put underneath the banana bread in case of drips. The sheet pan had mostly been used to oven roast zucchinis and onions, peppers and tomatoes, and, as a treat, the occasional thinly sliced potato. I wonder what it made of its new circumstances as I set the banana bread on top of the stove. My phone dinged. I looked to see if it was Darcy again, or if it was Ron or Drew, who, so far, had not reached out. The screen said, Dad, and the text said, Proud of you. I felt my eyes prickle as I lifted my head long enough to give him a thumbs up. So that is and Daphne eats her banana bread. It's delicious, and things get better for her, as they often do as we grow up. So the first thing we did is we took 3 bananas from my husband, who's going to be real mad. He's going to be really mad when he finds out, because he likes to eat just plain bananas, and I like to, mash bananas up with eggs and chocolate and flour and butter and chocolate and walnuts and more chocolate and more butter. We have a mixed marriage.
Yeah.
So banana bread is very important. It is integral, you might say, to Big Summer. All right, so we're going to bake banana bread, and I'm going to show you on YouTube the finished product. So I'm going to say goodbye for now. Back in my kitchen with what is left of my fantastic banana bread that I made yesterday. Banana bread goes really quick in this house, but I did want to show you guys the finished product. So I'm going to take a big chunk. Yes. And here it is in all of its nutty, chocolatey goodness. So I hope you'll read all about it in Big Summer. I hope the book brings you some pleasure and gives you a little bit of a break during these difficult times. Hit me up on social media. Let me know if you read it. Let me know if you liked it. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and thanks for hanging out with me. Bye-bye.